So I know it's been a little while since I made my last video, but done a lot since then. I think it's been about 2 or 3 months, 2.5, 3 months since I made the video. It was on stocks and how many to carry with you. So since I made that last video, I've gotten married. We bought a house together, and I've enrolled in the police academy, started the police academy, she's enrolled in college. We've just been really busy, but I haven't forgotten about you guys, and I am still making videos, and I just wanted to make one real fast. But that last video I made was about stocks and how many to carry with you, and since then I got a lot of questions about the stocks, both from amputees and from non-amputees, that they just wanted to know what stocks were for. So real fast, if you're not an amputee, you don't know what stocks are for, what we use them for, I have like my little drawer of stocks right here, it's all my stack. What we use them for is for comfort. And as you go throughout the day, your leg loses volume just from walking. Every time you take a step, it kind of like pumps all the blood around in your leg, and you just lose volume throughout the day. And your residual limb gets thinner and thinner and thinner throughout the day, and it's not super drastic, like just, oh shit, I need a sock. It comes on, you can tell. But when you need a sock, it's because your leg lost volume, and so like say this is the socket, and you fit perfectly in there. Well, if you lose a little bit of volume, suddenly you're going down further than you would. So you just add a sock to kind of tighten it up again. And typically you'll add 3 or 4 stocks throughout the course of the day. Me personally, I don't add very many, but it's because I'm on a special pump system. New amputees go through stocks like crazy. If you've been an amputee for years, you might not add any stocks all day. It just depends. But anyways, the questions I was getting from amputees about the stocks was how many stocks is too many, and how many should I be starting with in the beginning of the day. So real fast, I'm just going to explain. Everybody's different. Obviously, you know, no one's going to be the exact same. And everybody's residual limb is different, their prosthetic is different, it's all different. It doesn't really have a set number. But basically, what I've always heard from my prosthetic guy and other amputees is you don't ever want to start the day off with more than 7. If you are regularly, like every day consistently, you have to put on 8 or more stocks just to start the day, you probably need a smaller leg. It's time to get a new leg, because that's a lot. And you shouldn't try to break maybe 12, 13 stocks on a day. So, I mean, if one day you're doing something really active and you have to put on 14 stocks before the end of the day, that's fine. But, I mean, if you find that every day, every single day, you have on 14 stocks by the time you go to bed, it's probably time to get a smaller leg. But like I said, it's different, it varies. I knew one guy that had 32 stocks on at a time. I met him at the Amputee Coalition Conference up in Kansas City, Missouri, last year, 2011 in June, and he wore 32 stocks at a time. That's ridiculous. The reason is because the more stocks you wear, the harder it is to keep from getting wrinkles, and wrinkles really mess up the comfort level. And that goes to what a lot of other amputees are asking, what is the difference in ply? Like, why use a 5-ply instead of a 3-ply? Well, that's because if I see right here, they're all color coordinated. I have green for my 5-plies, I have yellow for 3-plies, I have a 2-ply that's not in here, but that doesn't have any color on it, it's just obviously thicker though. And then I have 1-plies, and 1-plies are just really thin. And then I have halves, which all they are just a 1-ply cut. And what that's for is, if I wear a half right here, if you see, it's because bigger here than I am here, so if I wore a full sock, it would be too tight up here, and if I don't wear a sock at all, then it's too loose down here, so I wear a half, that way it's tight here, and it evens out. And so that's what the halves are for, and you can make those just by cutting. But anyways, that's what the different plies are for. And the thing is, like, if you, like the reason in my video I said take off the 1, put on a 2, instead of just saying put on another 1, because you put on another 1, then you have 2 stocks. If you take off the 1, put on a 2, you only have 1 stock. And that just helps keep the wrinkles down. So you're not trying to keep wrinkles out of like 12 different stocks, you're just trying to keep the wrinkles out of like 4 stocks that equal 12. This one guy told me that he goes through like 9 or 10 stocks a day. It sounds like you have a problem with high volume loss. New leg is not going to change you from having to add stocks throughout the day. It's not that the thing is too big in the beginning, it's just that you add a lot of stocks. What you might want to talk about is what I use, which is a pump system. And I use one of these right here. Don't let it fool you that it was so buried. I just am messy. I do use this. But I don't really worry with socks very often. What I typically do is I have one of these. It's just a brake bleeder. It's a vacuum pump. You use them to bleed brakes, but we use them for our leg. I have a valve right here. I just stick this on, plug it in, and then I pump it up. And my gauge is a little broken because I've dropped this thing, but you can't over pump it. You get to a point it just won't bleed it anymore, so you're not going to hurt yourself. So I just pump it until my hand gets tired. But when you're done, pull it off. My leg is as tight as can be, and it's literally pulled all of the air through that valve and out. And I have suction cupped it. It's like putting something inside a Ziploc bag, sticking a straw in there, sucking the air out. It's what I just did to my leg. I will not need to add any socks at all. Like, I'm good for the rest of the day, because that will hold me. That'll hold that seal until the moment that I pull this. And I'll be real quiet when I pull it. You can hear all the air come out, but all that air just shot out. That's how much air I pulled out. All the air actually didn't shoot out, it shot in. All the air went right back in again when I pulled that valve out. But so that's all this does, is it pulls the air out and allows it to stay out, so I have a good seal. So if you have a problem with adding a lot of socks, you constantly are going through socks, I would talk to your doctor or your prosthetic guy about a valve pump, because that's what I did. I mean, I was adding 7 or 8 socks a day, and now, like I said, I will maybe take my half off and put a whole one on. So anyways, that was all I really wanted to address. That was most of the questions I was getting. If you sent me a question and I didn't answer it in this video, I apologize. Remind me. I don't have internet currently because, like I said, we bought a house, we just moved in, and we haven't got everything set up yet. So I'm back to square one going to McDonald's for internet. So I can't really see what messages I got, so I probably forgot something. If I did, I'm sorry. I didn't purposely forget you. Just rewrite it or comment it. I'll get it when I check my internet, and I'll make another one to try to address it. It's been raining non-stop here. I think we're in the middle of a tropical storm or something, but it's been raining non-stop, and so I'm trying to make a video showing my foot, because it's a Renegade, and it's not a typical walking foot, but it's my walking foot, but it's not like a typical walking foot. It's kind of springy, and if you notice, it might remind you a little bit how it springs like that. That might remind you a tiny bit of one of these. That's why it's designed like this. It is not a running foot. It is a walking foot, but it has the same technology as the running feet. That way you can run on it. And again, I use that for my high activity levels. So I wanted to make a video showing off the Renegade because a couple people have asked me if I can run in my regular foot, and I can, but it's not necessarily just because you can run in the foot. It's because I have a special foot for it. But anyways, I'm going to try to make a video on that. I just haven't been able to get outside to make this because, like I said, it's been raining non-stop. But anyways, look for that video, and I'm going to wrap this up because it's probably getting dry and boring, and you're probably like ready to kill yourself. So anyways, alright, that's that. So message me, question me, anything, I don't care. Facebook, YouTube, anywhere you want, I'll answer you back.